I'm Healing Wolf, here to roar with you on your journey of recovery. Through the jungles of recovery, we'll roar together. The only reason that anxiety is an issue is because you don't like it. And you could say the same for any of these sensations that come up. If you have a neutral attitude around it, or even a positive attitude around it, then it fades. It no longer has power to influence you to do stuff, right? To run, to retreat, to hide. Unconscious mind is creating it to get you to do something. It wants you to go move. Usually anxiety, it wants you to go hide. It wants you to get out of a situation that it thinks is uncomfortable. But it's running old programs, ancient programs, like public speaking or like being around big groups of people. Yeah, in ancient times, that might have meant that you were in the middle of a war and you better get out of there. Or there's like a public forum where everybody's gathered and they're executing people. Or like my ancient grandmother, my 10 grandmothers back, was killed, accused and killed as a witch. And there was probably a big crowd, and they were all chanting and shouting, and a bunch of horrible things. It's just horrible what people can do to each other at times. But that was a big crowd probably around, and then the church and whatever. And maybe it's even unconscious mind knows if you're in a big group, there's possible pathogens, right? So whatever it is, if you dislike anxiety, it becomes a problem. If you don't, it doesn't, right? So if you're a kid and you learn that anxiety, these sensations of anxiety are called anxiety, and people don't like it, and they try to medicate it, they put a bunch of drugs in your system to try to make it go away, and then they try to numb you out, they give you SSRIs or whatever, and they're trying to deal with aversion to it, right? So basically, if you can find a way to like it, then it's over. If you can like anxiety, it loses its sting. There's no problem anymore. It's no issue. It's the same with chronic pain, same with panic. Panic won't even happen anymore. It just disappears. If you go into it and you like it, anxiety, same thing. Like it just doesn't appear that often, or it just disappears completely because you no longer dislike it. Right? So for example, I'm drinking here. This is raspberry green tea. And I know it's healthy. It's good for me. But it has something in it called caffeine. And caffeine feels a whole lot like anxiety. When you get a bunch of caffeine, you get jittery, your heart can race, you get buzzy, maybe palpitations, whatever. I like that feeling. Right? So it's okay. People taught me to not like that feeling in my life. Society teaches that. Medical system makes billions of dollars teaching people that these sensations of anxiety are actually something you shouldn't like. But the big shift happens when you learn to like them, when your mind comes to see them as beneficial, as little extra zip, little extra energy. Some people love that feeling, that roller coaster whoosh feeling, right? Similar to, let's talk about roller coasters. People pay big money to go ride roller coasters, right? I was at the new park, Universal Epic, and the big roller coaster, Starduster, rode that roller coaster. I got a little anxiety, little sensations getting on there. It goes upside down, it twists around, It's a rush. Mostly, I was thinking, here's where my mind went. Oh, in the past, when you've ridden roller coasters, you felt bad. Like after, I used to, in college, go to Busch Gardens, and I was in a group where it was called Best Buddies. And my roommate and I had best buddies who were a couple of guys who were, I guess you'd say neurodivergent, like their minds work differently. And so they were not able to do a lot of stuff on their own, so to speak. And so I went with them, and there were other best buddies too. Like they pair you up with somebody who has a different mental state. And there were a bunch of them, and none of the other buddies, like the college students, wanted to ride the roller coaster. So I rode the roller coaster over and over and over, and my best buddy loved it. And the staff at Busch Gardens was so kind that they could tell I don't know, we were just different. Like we were a different kind of group. So they let us ride over and over. We didn't have to wait in the line either, over again. It was just like, okay, you guys, I don't know if they call it a disability or a different ability. I'm not sure of the proper way to say it. But I had to ride those roller coasters over and over and over. And I got a headache, and I got just rattled. My nervous system was rattled. So did I like that? No. So I had a negative experience, too much of it, right? So I learned to dislike that roller coaster sensation. But when I went on the Starduster, like in January, about a month ago, it was cool. It was fun. Just rode it once, and that was good. Like I got a little zip, and I like the zip. And I think a lot of people ride it because they like that little whoosh, that little zip, that little adrenaline, that little caffeine sensation. So the only reason anxiety is an issue is if you don't like it, or if you're taught to not like it, right? So we have this society that teaches you that you should just be level, that you should just be chill, you should just be like always feeling good, always feeling kind of mellow, whatever. And that's just not how we're designed, folks. It's not. Like everybody who survived from ancient times has anxiety, and that's all of us. We all have hair trigger, rage sometimes. We all have anger that pops in to protect us. We have anxiety that boom, that rips in. So that's just part of the programming we're born with. And I mean, I would say everybody has it. Maybe if you're a psychopath or you have some other kind of different neurodivergence, so to speak, you might not. But that's just rare. Most of us have it. So the key is to unlearn whoever taught you that it was a problem. Like kids talking about anxiety, like, oh, I got anxiety. The other kid, I have anxiety. Well, I'm taking this pill. Well, I'm doing that. No, that's reinforcing the idea that it's something you want to get rid of. It's okay to have anxiety sometimes. And that's how you get better and better. Talking about roller coasters, my partner went with her friend and her friend's daughter, and they rode a roller coaster, and they forgot, or maybe they told her, I don't know the whole story, but it seems like nobody told this little girl that the whole point of the roller coaster was to get a big rush of fear and anxiety, or that was part of the fun, right? So they didn't tell her that, and she got really afraid, and she rode it, and it was like horrible. Like she thought that was really a dangerous experience, and her mind thought it was. It's loud. It goes upside. I mean, the sensations are intense. So my partner then talked to her about it and said, "Hey, guess what? The reason why people ride this is because that rush of anxiety or panic or whatever you want to call it is seen as fun. It's like you're flexing your nervous system's muscles all the way. Like you're in a bodybuilding competition, you're flexing as hard as you can. Or like back when I was a weightlifter, you're getting on the bench press and you're bench pressing as much as you can for one rep, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So you're really flexing it. And that's what I'm talking about here. It's like letting our minds know that it's okay. Like it's okay to have this anxiety. It's part of the fun. It's part of the journey. It's part of the expression of your system, of your nervous system, of your unconscious mind. So let's unlearn this idea that it's something to be avoided or disliked. If we can like the anxiety, then it's no longer anxiety, right? It's just kind of excitement. And I have a friend who I was at a music conference with as well a long time ago, and I remember chatting with her about stage fright. And pretty much everybody, musician-wise, who performs on stage has stage fright at some point. And her take was, I don't look at it. She said, I don't look at it as stage fright. I look at it as excitement. I'm excited to be up there on stage. And I was like, yeah, that's a great perspective. And I really like that. So let's look at these sensations, whether it's a caffeinated, whatever sensation, or we're going in to do something we've never done before and we feel a little bit like maybe we don't know what we're doing yet. Any of these kind of sensations, they're benevolent, they're benign, and they're just protective sensations. And let's have fun with them, right? So if you want me to help you, one-on-one coaching on Zoom, and accelerate this process of you befriending your anxiety so it can disappear or rarely appear, or even if it appears, it's no big deal. It's fun. It's kind of like you want it, you like it, you're embracing it, right? So if you want to accelerate that, then work with me. It doesn't take very many sessions. That's the thing about rapid resolution therapy, which is my main modality, and some of the other very creative types of processes I have, is that they move you forward really quickly. And it's a fun journey. A lot of laughter, no need to relive anything. We can clear traumas without having to have any of that gunk come up. We just flush it down the toilet before it even comes up. It's just... So healingwolfcoaching.com is where you want to go. When you're ready, book the consult call. I don't have a lot of those calls, so only when you're ready. And then we'll strategize together and get you on my calendar, and we'll accelerate this recovery. So remember, anxiety is only anxiety if you dislike it. That's the message today. I know that you can make that shift. I made that shift. It's a lot of fun to drink some caffeine and ride roller coasters, and I'll see you out in the world doing that before too long. Drop a comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Let me know in the comments, like, what your thoughts are about this. I think it's a really interesting perspective, that the only problem with anxiety is that you think it's a problem, that you've learned it's a problem, and you can totally unlearn it. I know you can do it because I did it, and a lot of my clients do it. So you're on your way, and I'm sending you strength.